A mass exodus among key ex-Trump administration officials might have convinced Melania Trump to divorce the former president, former official Miles Taylor told Newsweek. Miles Taylor served as Department of Homeland Security DHS Chief of Staff between 2017 and 2019. He became widely known when it was revealed that he was the person who scribed the now infamous anonymous essay titled, "I Am Part of the Resistance Inside the Trump Administration," published in 2018 in the New York Times. In a passage in his newest book, Blowback, Taylor writes that multiple major administration officials had behind-the-scenes conversations about all resigning simultaneously in the fall of 2018 due to the Trump administration's border policy. A surprising name came up, First Lady Melania Trump, Taylor writes. "I didn't press for further details, but one attendee asserted that FLOTUS would actually consider leaving her husband if enough key officials quit." Specifically, Taylor mentions Trump's wanting to turn away all asylum seekers, weighing the throwing of tear gas at migrants at border crossings to make people feel like their skin was on fire, and even shooting those illegally entering the United States. All were part of the family separation policy. "I made my position clear," Taylor writes in the book. A mass resignation would be a powerful statement about Trump's behavior. It would be impossible for Republicans and the country to look away if Trump's top lieutenants left in a blaze of glory. Taylor told other officials that such a scene would be the second burning of the White House. The first time being when the British literally torched the building during the War of 1812. Taylor, an ex-George W. Bush administration official, had conversations with then White House Chief of Staff John Kelly and former DHS Secretary Kirstjen Nielsen about leaving. Others who considering exiting, according to Taylor, included former officials Defense Secretary James Mattis, Intelligence Director Dan Coats, Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff Joseph Dunford, Education Secretary Betsy DeVos, and Interior Secretary Ryan Zinke. Taylor told Newsweek via phone on Thursday that he admittedly had little interaction with Melania Trump and no deep insight into her marriage with the ex-president beyond what he heard from others inside the White House. "I found it very interesting at the time that someone had suggested that they had spoken to Melania and felt like there was a chance she would leave her husband if there was the right moment," Taylor told Newsweek. "I don't personally know what undergirds their relationship. There were a lot of suggestions behind the scenes in the administration, not just outward commentary. But in the administration that there was some sort of contractual obligation Melania had to Trump, and when he got elected there was a renegotiation." He wouldn't divulge the name of the official who made the comment. "The mass resignation ultimately fell apart, and I was very disappointed because I thought it was a prime opportunity," Taylor added. "We could make a statement for a huge chunk of the president's cabinet to resign together and say, 'This guy is not stable.' By declining to do that, a lot of those folks were like, 'Well, let's just wait a little bit longer.' What happened in the weeks and months after that was Trump just started firing a bunch of those people. Kelly was gone by December of 2018. Coats was out of his position by August 2019. DeVos resigned before Trump's term officially ended, citing the January 6 Capitol riots as reasoning. Acting DHS Secretary Chad Wolf, who replaced Nielsen after her leaving in April 2019, also left after January 6. The mass exit never came to fruition for different reasons, including Nielsen telling fellow administration officials that Trump aide Stephen Miller had a short list of DHS replacement officials described as far-right extremists who would do whatever the president wanted. According to Blowback, Miles Taylor is a sack of S*******. Trump campaign spokesperson Stephen Chung told Newsweek via email. His book either belongs in the discount bin of the fiction section, or should be repurposed as toilet paper. Taylor also told Newsweek that Jared Kushner, husband to Ivanka Trump, sometimes butted into issues that weren't in his domain. He wasn't confirmed by the United States Senate, but he kept trying to play the role of Secretary of State, Secretary of Homeland Security, Attorney General. He would insert himself in those departments and conduct himself in ways that usurped the authority of those cabinet members that could often be frustrating, Taylor said. He added, however, "I will say that he was very often a leveling force against Trump's worst inclinations." If Trump was about to do something phenomenally stupid, and you couldn't stop it, lot of the time, not always, you could count on Jared and Ivanka to step in and try to talk their father down. And I give them credit for that. Taylor, who worked on immigration in 2018, and was privy to DHS conversations, specifically mentioned the family separation policy. It ended up being Jared and Ivanka who were really instrumental in helping to convince Trump to side with us, he said, which ultimately led to an executive order that discontinued the policy.